Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
Yes, I play Dr. Juliet Bryce. I'm the head of the medical department, the head psychiatrist, the head psychologist. I have a 17-year-old daughter who is going through the crisis, which I'm sure you guys have heard about by now.
Actually, we haven't.
Oh,
murder.
Well, what happens in which the young girl that is found dead, and that we, a few of us only know that it was a murder. I'm one of them. At the beginning, we're trying to figure out what's going on. And the crisis is, I then later explained that I had done a psychological evaluation of her, and I found some troubling things, and because normally the kids go through this thing where they realize that since they have no options, on Earth you can choose to be a singer, a dancer, a painter, a scientist, a dog, a veterinarian, your options are limitless, and here we have certain, jobs that are available and that have to be done. And my daughter was doing a medical apprenticeship with me, and she has just decided that maybe she doesn't want to do that. She is just falling for someone in the lower decks, and it isn't my character. It isn't about I'm the psychologist. I am choosing that my character, is not a classist human. However, I know that you have to be matched to be married, and I know that she's not going to get matched with him. And there are hints that has happened to me already, and so I am merely trying to save her the heartache of what I did, which is falling in love with some man that then you get to live on a ship with that you can never be with. And she's calling me on the fact that my marriage is sort of a facade that we. And we were matched together, and we're kind to each other, and we're not in love. I'm doing what needs to be done to be part of what I was taught to be. I was born on the ship, but that was my role. And though I kind of wanted to fight it at one point too, I succumbed, which everybody basically does. However, we're now at that point, the 50-year point, where especially a bunch of lower deckers, people are starting to want to revolt to the rules.
So the medical problems you face are mostly psychological, not
yeah. No,
what about
we have there are drunken brawls and things, because they make sort of it isn't moonshine but a type of moonshine, and we have some wine, and and who's kidding, we're having some alcoholics. You're on a ship for that long. By the way, I'm sure there's just in a room there's gonna be a couple, right? But we, basic things like that, but we've never had outright violence, and so it's also very scary. What is happening? We start realizing that things are changing. Everything is sort of changing. Some people want to go back. Is there going to be revolt on the ship? People sending, turning us around. Things are just becoming out of control and a little scarier.
You don't have any problems with the psychology of deep space travel and how that affects people?
I may not have problems because I may not understand it.
Right.
So in terms what do you mean?
The various characters and the various people on the ship, is there psychological problems?
Well, yes, actually. There's a young girl who's 12 that I'm spending a lot of time with. She found the dead body, and she is having some visions. I had to give her a sedative. I thought she's some kind of scary, chilling things that she's saying, that she's seeing, and she doesn't think that the planet that we're going to, that it has life that's only going to bring death to us, and she's sort of this little, is she seeing things, or is she a little crazy? Don't know. So that is also something that's, I'm dealing with that with her.
So I suppose the crew get to see movies, and if they see movies of what life is
Gidget
like,
and Gilligan, and and I'm sure there were some Alfred Hitchcock, movies, but still, it's not like thinking now, all the cable, and I was on Rescue, women aren't driving cars over their husband, or having fights in the kitchen, or so yeah, there's just it's a different world, a different time, and in a really controlled environment that has probably just hit its boiling point.
Will your character be involved in solving the murder somehow?
Well,
what's going on?
I do the autopsy. we're going to find right off that she has these rope burns, and it's obviously incredibly distressing. And then I discover through my autopsy a few more very troubling, distressing things, and I don't know. What you get in trouble, like what I can. If I discovered that there is something on the ship that none of us knew was. I will say that.
How about? I have a question. So your character's a psychiatrist, but also doing the autopsies,
Yes.
and also is a regular doctor.
Yes, I'm wonderful. I'm very smart.
I'm just checking.
Kidding. No. Because I guess there's only so many of us, and or they could only hire so many regulars. Originally, I do know. I think she was supposed to have been like the psychologist, and then I feel like Philip had said that.
Actually, there is this thing. You can't be a psychiatrist unless you have a medical degree.
Yes. Right. Yes. Anyway, psychiatrist. I have to
Right,
be
but
a
that's
doctor
still
anyway,
that does seem like it's several jobs. That's all I was clarifying.
Yes, but I guess it's just because with this limited number of us, and I mean I have help and and other people around, but I am the head of all of that. Yes. Do not make my part smaller.
I'm not trying to.
So you're the dentist as well. You're the dentist as well.
No, I bet we will have a dentist. I bet. Although, again, if it comes down to we don't have the money to bring another regular on, one of us will all of a sudden have the.
You may be pulling teeth.
I might be.
Do you deal with any diseases or any infections or anything like that? Is that a problem?
So far, no, we have not.
I suppose you could sterilize the ship.
Not even the common cold, children.
Common cold or headaches?
And again, I wish I knew more. All of this wonderful world is inside of Philip's head, and he gives us bits and pieces. Like I do know, if it goes, I know some really interesting things that are going to happen in season 3. He has stuff all done, but until we come across it, things there's a food rationing. We get our food served to us because you have to eat a certain amount, and then he even said that there's even going to be weigh-ins because you can't get heavier because then it can eat in, then there won't be enough food. Everything has to be measured, just like if you can have kids. If, everything is, and I'm making it sound like it's so, stringent, so whatever that word would be. Yet it doesn't, we still are, we aren't robots or tights or, we're still humans that this is all we know.
What is the highlight of the relationship that you have with the different characters? What's your favorite so far?
My favorite is with the young girl, Krista. First of all, she's chilling, she has some interesting, she brings an element of what exactly is going on, a little almost like horror, moments to stuff because she's just going through some heavy psychological things, and she's actually a young Scottish girl trying to work on not having a Scottish accent. She's superbly talented, and she's an absolute love. We just anytime we actually have to in the scene and be oh, let's hold hands on it. Okay, it's just and I have a 4-year-old, and I'm away from my 4-year-old, so I love just having sort of a little girl energy around.
So with the holding hands on it, do you guys get to ad-lib a little bit?
A little bit. Definitely not. Definitely not when I'm doing some of the stuff about the crisis, explaining things, which is a little harder for me. I like to try and I put ands in, or I try to make things because it's exposition. I want it to sort of flow off my mouth easier. And Philip was no, I want a sentence, a sentence, a sentence, a sentence, a sentence. And so he was very, very particular there. But things sometimes with the little girl, or in the read-throughs I would put in honey, or there's sort of there'd been sort of a lack of warmth and that he started from hearing it in read-throughs, and then I was putting it in, and the network and people were responding to it and said keep going in that direction, and my characters become I think warmer than originally had been planned for the scientist.
Thank you. Do you like your clothes?
I love the clothes. I love the clothes. I've got some gorgeous, hourglass, kind of dresses, and yeah, it's fun. it's fun. And I'm having to learn better posture. So,